Order for Messans Mamunina Kwaba at the back Ghanatube. You see a man or Cassani breaking news and Ababe Tudra. If we a year Ghana has a Mwamunim, a year John Dramani Mahama, and a memunu, breaking news, Nabe Muhammad Nabro, or Ghanatube. See, I know breaking news if you WAEC, Mwamunim say, and Colano, Omucho B.E.C.E, no, ejebo, eja enyaba bedu results, na nyamiadum results na ababelande. Na tisi ano yesi ya cancel nkofu bebre results odofo mensa ka breaking news ni nyina womanko nienko tie nkofu dodo a B.E.C.E basic education certificate examination odofo omo choye aye popularly no bia nim short form no B.E.C.E basic education certificate examination B.E.C.E enkofu dodo a ya cancel results inti sa nkofu enu omuntumi nko school ana odofo mumanko ne nko chitanse mu nyina nchim Ghanatube ma isia
of 718 candidates in who took part in this year's basic education certificate examination BECE. A statement from WAEC also revealed the cancellation of entire results of 177 candidates. According to WAEC, the result of 93 candidates have also been withheld. A total of 603,328 candidates from 20,395 schools participated in the examination. The results have been dispatched to various schools through the Metropolitan, Municipal and District Directors of Education. Candidates can also access their results online via the WAEC website using their index number, exam year, exam type, PIN, and serial number. Let's cross over now and speak to John Kapi, who is the head of public affairs at the West African Examination Council. So thank you so much for your time. We know that the subject results of 1,240 candidates have been withheld. Are you expecting these students to come to WAEC and be able to follow up on these results that have been withheld, or how should they go about it?
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me. These candidates would be duly notified between tomorrow and Tuesday. Our personnel will go around the country to each of the regions where these infractions occurred, and then those candidates will be given a hearing, of course, by our staff who are going to meet them in their regions.
Looking at the number of candidates involved, is this not worrying?
It's absolutely worrying. That is a reason we've mounted this crusade. When we held our stakeholder engagements across the country, this was one major issue that we talked about because it is a threat to our education. And so we've been talking to people, we've been mounting campaigns and hoping that the larger populace of this country who value our education would also join in the crusade to ensure that we limit the amount of irregularities and eventually, eradicate it.
Right, cancellation of the entire results of 177 candidates. What really happened?
So there are a number of infractions that, would attract some sanctions. For these 177 candidates, a majority of them had in their possession mobile phones. And for that particular, offense, you would have your entire results cancelled. So basically, that was the major reason, actually, that, these people had their entire results cancelled.
Why do we still grapple with examination malpractices after years of reforms and education? What do you really think is the problem?
Basically, I think that there should be a certain change of mindset on the part of our candidates, on the part of supervisors and vigilators, as well as parents. I mentioned parents because for those who are in basic schools, I think that the parents have absolute control over them, and so they can determine at what time they carry their mobile phones and how they manage to sneak these into the examination halls. On the part of the vigilators, I believe that we are simply not doing due diligence. I say so because the rule is that candidates should be searched thoroughly before they go into the hall. And so if candidates are found in the examination hall with mobile phones, obviously one out of a whole lot of reasons can be assigned that they were not properly searched. And so they could sneak these in. And also probably with the connivance of these invigilators, we do not have evidence. That's why I say probably. But I think that if all of us work together, parents would take the phones away from the children, invigilators ensure that they search them thoroughly, and then also pace around the classroom in the course of the examination to ensure that nobody is doing anything untoward. Then we would be able to solve this issue of mobile phone infractions.
Right. As WAEC is working with other stakeholders to ensure that this is resolved, has there been any thought on how this could have an impact on these candidates psychologically?
Obviously, it is not a good sign for a first timer. I say first time because this is their first external examination. And at your first attempt, you have your entire results cancelled. Obviously, that is going to have a psychological effect on these candidates. But then schools and school authorities, for that matter, would do us a good service if they choose, to counsel these candidates before they go in, and if they listen attentively to us when we conduct our sensitization programs. Because at these programs, we indicate clearly that any mobile phone infraction would attract entire cancellation of their results. So I think we've been working in collaboration with the Ghana Education Service. And in fact, this issue that has been raised, we are all very much aware of it. And we believe that going forward, we can, ask that the counselors in the schools do a better job. I say better advisedly, just so that, these candidates would understand the effect of carrying a mobile phone into an examination hall.
Right. This is definitely going to be a challenging time for the 177 candidates involved. And thank you so much for the insight as well. I have been engaging John Kapi, who is the head of public affairs at the West African Examination Council.
Other four anyame na mekan you yesi ye the mobile phones na the BECE for mokocho nsɔhwɛ no ebimu the mobile phones na de na call examination hall mo a ene ye chi omo si etwetwe enti si amene okasa no ya cancel nkɔfu bi mu omo results BECE results no nyame adom ababelande ma manfo checki omo di nkunim no ebimu di nkunim omo wi ye nso no ebimu owie ena gisi anso no ebimu nso results nso no ya cancel no anya baako the entire result in ya cancel because you see omo the mobile phone omo the foreign materials you can say foreign materials you say the mobile phone niama enye akadia o say what the throw exam say be a pen pencil any niama e be a math set ni nyama nema bi mu a o say as a student BECE candidate no obehia dia boura examination hall no apart from sanya manema we no any other material be an a foreign material and to be a mobile phone I don't require a foreign material and I see as uncle phone na ya chi omo a you see ya cancel of result the ndi anya ba ko nyi minu omo the entire result ni na no ya cancel omo nti wa hwe mu a say if care is not taken a year secondary school even secondary school SHS no one hwe ya san kofu omo ntumi nkobi ntinrofo we na breaking news abetodwa abrahosem kese pa na betodwa me so beje nyina abrel e Ghanatube mo mfi se wo be like no ma subscribe no ma share no ma hit notification bell no so am say na be ya bring ya bibia do content say ya wo wonya ne tempa no atwe no tia modofo aha na me ne nsem nyina BECE Ghanatube so makra mu nyina meda mu nyina asibebre.